Have you ever wondered why January is called January, or who decided on the name July? Let's find out in this video as we dive into the fascinating stories behind all 12 months. From ancient myths to Roman rulers, each month's name reflects cultural, celestial, and historical influences. And I'm going to take you on this journey through the origins of our calendar months, exploring their significance then and now. We begin our journey with January, that was not always the first month on the calendar. In the ancient calendar, the year began in March and ended 10 months later in December. For centuries, January and February were not counted in the calendar. In 713 BC, Roman Emperor Numa Pompilius reorganized the calendar, and he named January after Janus, the god of the gates of Rome and of new beginnings. Janus is depicted with two faces, one looking forward to the future and the other looking back at the past. This symbolism perfectly captures the essence of January, a time when we reflect on the previous year and look ahead to new beginnings. It is also said that the word January is derived from the Latin word genua, which means door. The month of January is known for New Year's resolutions, a tradition that dates back to ancient Babylon when people made promises to their gods at the start of each year. Did you know February and December were once the opposites? In ancient times, February was considered the last month of the year and December as the second month. The name February comes from the Latin word februarius, which means month of purification. The ancient Romans observed a purification ritual called Februa on February 15th as part of the Lupercalia festival. During this festival, rituals were performed to purify and cleanse the city and its people. The Roman calendar originally had 10 months. When Numa Pompilius added January and February to align the calendar with the lunar year, February became the last month, retaining its association with purification. In 1582, Pope Gregory revised the calendar again, aligning many Western countries to start the year on January 1st, a practice that England and the American colonies adopted in 1752. Some people also associate the name February with Fabria, a Roman goddess who was believed to be the goddess of fertility. February is the shortest month of the year, with 28 days in common years and 29 days in leap years. This quirk comes from Roman Emperor Augustus Caesar, who took a day from February to add to August, the month named in his honor. If you're wondering why February is so short, check out my video on the origins and history of every type of calendar. Now we move on to March, named after Mars, the Roman god of war. This might seem like an odd choice for a month that heralds the arrival of spring, but for the Romans, March was the time to resume military campaigns after the winter lull. Mars was also the god of agriculture, symbolizing the renewal of life and the coming of spring. So March represents a time for both action and growth. It's a month to shake off the winter blues, set new goals, and embrace the energy of new beginnings. The vernal equinox, which marks the beginning of spring in the northern hemisphere, usually falls around March 20th or 21st. This is when day and night are approximately equal in length. From this point onward, the days get longer and the weather warmer. Interestingly, the word March is derived from the Latin word Martius, which also gave its name to the planet Mars. The Ides of March is famously known as the date Julius Caesar was assassinated in 44 BC, an event that dramatically changed Roman history. As the weather warms and nature awakens from its winter slumber, we enter April. This month's name is believed to be derived from the Latin word aprire, meaning to open. This is a fitting description, as April is a time when buds burst open, flowers bloom, and the world is filled with new life. The ancient Romans associated April with Venus, the goddess of love and beauty, known to the Greeks as Aphrodite. They celebrated Veneralia, a festival in honor of Venus, on April 1st. This festival involved rituals of purification, beautification, and offerings to the goddess. This month starts with April Fool's Day, a day celebrated with playful pranks and jokes. Tell me in comments section if you know about its origins and share your favorite April Fool's Day story, if you like. May is said to have derived its name from Maia, an earth goddess revered in Greek mythology as one of the Pleiades. Maia, associated with growth and fertility, lends an apt identity to May, a month that embodies the full bloom of spring and the rapid growth of plants. Maia's legacy extends into Roman culture. The Romans honored her with a festival on May 1st, a celebration of spring's vitality and a time for farmers to seek her blessings for a bountiful harvest. May Day celebrations, with their maypoles, dancing, and festive cheer, have their roots in these ancient Roman festivities. Interestingly, May was also a time for the Romans to avoid getting married. They believed that marriages conducted during this month were likely to be unlucky. As spring transitions into summer, we arrive at June. This month is said to have been named after Juno, the goddess of marriage and the well-being of women. Juno was married to the greatest Roman god, Jupiter, and was therefore called the Queen of the Gods. Some also believe that the origin of June is Janus, which means family. Traditionally, June has been a popular month for weddings. This month also marks the summer solstice in the Northern Hemisphere, the longest day of the year, usually occurring around June 21st. This event is a time of celebration and signifies the official start of summer. Next up is July, the month named after Julius Caesar as a testament to the enduring legacy of this Roman general and statesman. Before Caesar got involved, it was simply known as Quintilis, the fifth month in the Roman calendar. However, in 45 BC, after Caesar's assassination, the Roman Senate decided to honor him by renaming the month of his birth as Julius or July. It was a fitting tribute to a man who had played such a pivotal role in shaping Roman history. July also marks a period of intense heat in many parts of the world. In the United States, July 4th is celebrated as Independence Day, commemorating the adoption of the Declaration of Independence in 1776, a significant event in American history. The story of August is similar to that of July. August, originally known as Sextilis, the sixth month, was renamed in honor of Caesar Augustus in 8 BC. Augustus, like Julius Caesar before him, had achieved significant military victories and overseen a period of peace and prosperity. The month of August was chosen to honor him because many of his greatest triumphs occurred during this time. Legend has it that Augustus was a bit envious that July, named after Julius Caesar, had 31 days, while August had only 30. To rectify this perceived injustice, he allegedly swiped a day from February, giving August 31 days and leaving poor February with only 28 in common, or 29 in leap years. August is characterized by summer in the Northern Hemisphere with warm temperatures and long days, while the Southern Hemisphere experiences winter with cooler temperatures and shorter days. Here's a fun fact. August is the only month with no national holidays in the United States. Now, let's fast forward to the last 4 months of the year. Their names might sound a bit confusing at first. September comes from the Latin word septem, meaning 7. October comes from octo, meaning 8. November from novem, meaning 9. And December from decem, meaning 10. So why do these months seem to be named after the wrong numbers? The answer lies in the original Roman calendar, which had only 10 months. March was the first month, December was the 10th, and that was that. When January and February were added, the numerical order got messed up. But the Romans, perhaps out of habit or a sense of tradition, decided to stick with the old names. So now you know why we call the months what we do. Here's one last intriguing fact. The word month is actually related to the moon. Originally, a month measured the time it took for the moon to complete a full cycle around the Earth. That is roughly 29.5 days. This lunar cycle was one of the earliest ways humans tracked the passage of time. The word month actually comes from the Old English word moneth, which is derived from mona, meaning moon. Thus, moon and month share the same root, highlighting the deep connection between our calendar and the celestial rhythms of the night sky. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through time, please like and share this video. And don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating explorations of history and culture. For more intriguing content, check out these videos from my history series.